Howdy, hey, how are you? Michael Carbonaro. Thank you for watching tonight's episode of the Carbonaro Effect. Welcome to the After Effect. I'm going to answer some of your fan questions from the episode. Thanks for writing them in. Nicole says, do you ever do a trick where you know it might go wrong, but do it anyways? Absolutely. Most of them, all of them, I think. We have no idea if it's going to work on any of these tricks. It's always a challenge and an improv to see what will happen. And I'm constantly amazed at what works and what's not going to work. Some things I think is going to just be, you know, a silly little thing ends up being huge, like the kale cannoli bit in this episode. We just like, oh, this will be kind of funny, but it ended up being one of my favorite things we shot. So always have to take a stab and a challenge to try it. It's always gambling with this stuff.
What am I even seeing?
It's a kale cannoli.
This doesn't even look like what you put in there.
Right.
Well, I'm losing my mind. What am I even?
Kit Kat says, the trick where you pulled the pill out of your phone seemed like it could actually be a real invention. Since technology is so impressive these days, do people sometimes not react to it? This is a very long question. Not react to a trick because they just totally believe that what you are showing them could be real? Yes, all of the time. It is amazing how many times I'll pull off something absolutely insane and people will just go, wow, in a way that's not like, wow, is that real? They'll just go, huh, I guess, you know, we see so many things that are amazing in our lives, like our phones and Bluetooth technology, and I guess people are just conditioned to seeing stuff wow them all over. So sometimes even if something's floating, someone will be like, I guess it's floating. So it's a little crazy world we live in here. Dylan says, do you ever have to actually take care of the customers and ring up your orders while pretending to work at a store? Yes. There are times when, you know, it always works really well when it's me and one other person and I'm relating to them. But if there's a really long line of people, sometimes I just have to like bang through ringing people up. And suddenly like 15 minutes goes by and I realize that I'm actually just working at a register, ringing people up, and I forget that I'm shooting a show. And I punch out and wait for my paycheck, and they never send it. So that happens all the time. Mike says, what was your favorite trick at the garden nursery? The garden nursery, the self-growing speedlings, as we call them. Just because it's shallow and there's not a lot of light in here, but they go pretty quick. You know, they'll sprout. They're like instantly sprouting. You see that? And that was a last-minute trick. We came up with that the night before. It was like, we need one more thing. And how about something that grows really fast? And I stayed up with a bunch of magic buddies and we jammed up multi-phase trick. And the guy, he's the best. He just has that face, the faces that he made. And he was trying so hard. There's that one moment where he just sort of like is believing it, but he's like swallowing, like kind of hard to swallow that that's happening, but I'm watching it happen. So it looked really real. Laurel says, I love the toy bear trick. Would you want one if they existed? Yes, absolutely. That's why I came up with this thing, because who wouldn't want a bear that just comes to life? It's like a riff of one of those, like, when I was a kid, they had these bears that would talk to you, and it was really creepy and freakish. So I thought, what if one ran around a store and caused havoc? I think it'd be really fun to have. I don't think parents would like that, but maybe you could train them, learn to harness them and not have to rip their hearts out. But sometimes you gotta rip a bear's heart out, you know? If there's danger, you have to dive in and save the day. Would you just call them? Okay, I'll get him. Call the stock room, call the stock room. Wait, where's he going?
Stock room.
I'm gonna get him.
This Crystal.
Give me this zipper.
What's happening?
The teddy bear, he just went out of control.
That's it for today, and if you have any more questions, you can write them into the Facebook page or tweet at Ask Michael Carbonaro on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.